Uh, I take blessings of everyone, so whatever I share, may I share something meaningful. I'm no one to have any realizations about Dham or anything like that, but uh, for me, the yatra was more about like visiting all the places and reading the pastimes of what happened here. So I'll share this in a similar format where I'll share where all we visited and then some pastimes about those places because every place has like so many pastimes, but I just try to share a few pastimes and yeah, uh, so we can follow that format. Yeah, so before diving into the Vrindavan Dham, I just like to say Sri Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Srila Prabhupada writes that Vrindavan Dham is not different from Krishna because the name, form, and place where the Lord manifests all are identical with the Lord as absolute. Therefore, Vrindavan Dham is as worshipable as the Lord. Further, Srila Rupa Goswami says, if a man decides in his mind, I will go to Vrindavan and stay there, simply by having such thoughts, he will be freed from the wheel of samsara. I just like to read these three selected verses from the Vrindavan Mahimnamrita Shataka by Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati. So it's kind of like also prayers to Vrindavan. We can pray before we dive into the stories of Vrindavan. So, O Shri Vrindavan, please reveal in my heart your wonderful transcendental form, full of most confidential spiritual knowledge and bliss. Embarrassed to describe the highest nectar, the Upanishads only say not this, not this. Where are you described? Day and night, I glorify Vrindavan, which is filled with the wonder of Sri Sri Radha and Krishna's pastimes, the wonder of the greatest sweetness, the ultimate nectar of Lord Hari, the sweetest, most beautiful auspiciousness, and a flood of virtues Ananta Shesha, Shiva, and a host of others cannot cross. Think of Vrindavan with love, roll in its dust, love it ardently, please its moving and non-moving residents. Worship Sri Radha's birthplace. With all your heart, take shelter of Sri Vrindavan, the best of all holy places. So yeah, with these prayers, I'll like to ask everyone one question that what one word comes to your mind when you think of Vrindavan? Anyone would like to say anything, or you can just post it in the chat. Anything, it could be anything.
Lovely pastimes of Lord Krishna in his childhood.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Anything else?
Lassi.
That's true, bro. Lassi chat. Nupur Mataji says monkeys. That's true. Nitya Mataji says forest. Very perfect. Yeah, monkeys. We can never forget the monkeys of Vrindavan. I'm sure whoever have visited Vrindavan definitely had some kind of experience with the monkeys. Yeah, so yeah, thank you for sharing your thoughts about the Dham. Um, so before diving into the stories, I would like to just like kind of go into some Vrindavan trivia. So there has something happened in each yuga in Vrindavan. So would would anyone like to guess what happened in Vrindavan during Satya Yuga? Two things have happened. There could be more. I could find two things.
Dhruva performed austerities. Kamyavan.
That is correct, Prabhu. Yeah. 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 Also, for the previous question, Adya Kishore Prabhuji said Yamuna and Gaur Kumar Prabhu said abode of reciprocation. That's beautiful, Prabhu. Gaurakumar, do you want to like elaborate on abode of reciprocation?
I feel that like the journey home, I mean, once we reach that place, it's full of love. And based on how much love we have and how much love we want to give, we'll receive that kind of love there as well. Hare Krishna.
Beautiful, bro. Thank you. So yeah, uh, going back to Satya Yuga. So two things happened. One is, as Prabhuji said, Dhruva Maharaj did penance over there on the banks of Yamuna as advised by Narad Muni, and the Supreme Personality appeared to him over there. And apart from that, one more thing happened, which was when after the churning of ocean, when Garuda was carrying the pot of Amrita, he rested over a banyan tree in Vrindavan, and a few drops of the nectar fell in Vrindavan. So that was also one thing which happened. And then, yeah, Dhruva Maharaj's pastime that happened in Satya Yuga. Then in Treta Yuga, also one thing happened. Does anyone want to guess what happened in Treta Yuga? So in Treta Yuga, uh, there was this demon ruling Mathura called Madhu demon. And so actually he was ruling there previously. It could be previous to Treta Yuga when he was ruling it. And because of him, the place was called Madhupuri. His son was Lavanasur, and the sages of Madhuvan were really like terrorized by this demon Lavanasur, and they approached Lord Ram at that time and prayed to him to be saved from the Lavanasur. And Ram sent his younger brother Shatrughna to fight Lavanasur, and Shatrughna defeated Lavanasur. And then Shatrughna was coronated as king of Mathura at that time. So yeah, that was a pastime which happened in Treta Yuga. And as we know, in Dwapar Yuga, obviously, Radha Krishna's loving, beautiful pastimes happened uh, in Vrindavan. And in Kali Yuga, Mahaprabhu came along with his Goswamis, and they found all the lost temples in Vrindavan. So yeah, just the history of Vrindavan through all the four yugas. Now, Now, going into the history of Vrindavan temples further a little bit, I feel like having this information is important. So when we go to the temples and see, we know like why are there Pratibhu deities, why are there two temples besides each other, what has happened here. So yeah, just some background of Vrindavan. So we need to know who was Vajranab. So Vajranab was the son of Aniruddha. So Aniruddha was grandson of Krishna himself, and Vajranab was the great grandson of Krishna. And after all the Yadavas were destroyed, only this Vajranab was saved. Vajranab wanted the image of Krishna to be saved for the future generations. He realized that with time, people are forgetting Krishna. They might even like forget how Krishna looked. So he really wanted to preserve it. But he himself had not seen Krishna. And even his mother, as per the tradition of that time, she was like the granddaughter-in-law of Krishna. She had like interacted with Krishna, but not really seen him as per the tradition. But Vajranab got to know the descriptions of Krishna as per written by Uttara. And so he decided to carve the deities of Krishna as per the description of Uttara. So he got one deity carved, but then they realized that the feet of that deity was done perfectly, but the rest of features were not accurate. And this deity was Sri Madan Mohan Ji. It was installed in Vrindavan. Then the second one, for the second deity, Krishna's chest and arms were done perfectly, but again the rest of deity was not perfect. That was again installed. That was Sri Gopinath Ji. And the third one, for the third one, it captured the perfect face, lotus eyes, and radiant smile. And that is Sri Govinda Dev Ji. So that way, these three different deities were formed, and I think you also installed some more deities, but all these deities were installed by Vajranab at that time. But then, over the course of time, during invasions, many foreign invasions happened. Many temples were destroyed, temples were abandoned. But the priests buried the deities underground, and Vrindavan became an overgrown forest. But in 16th century, around 1515, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited Vrindavan, and guided by his meditations and following shastras and with the help of all the Goswamis and his associates, they rediscovered all the lost deities and they rebuilt all the temples. Again, Vrindavan was again glorious because of Mahaprabhu. But again in 17th century, the temples were destroyed once again by Aurangzeb. Around 1670, Aurangzeb attacked and most of the temples were destroyed. But again, the deities were saved, and this time most of the deities were sent to Rajasthan. Some in many of them are in Jaipur and other nearby places, Karoli and all. So, and those deities never really returned. They are still in there in Rajasthan. And over time, new temples were built for those deities in Vrindavan, and Pratibhu deities were installed here. The original deities remained in Rajasthan, but it is said like the Pratibhu deities are non-different from the original deities as they are in the main Dham place. So yeah, that's just some background of the history of Vrindavan. Yeah. So so we visited Vrindavan in December from 12th December to 22nd December. For 10 days we were there. First 4 days we stayed in Vrindavan. Next 4 days we were in Govardhan. And last 2 days again we were back in Vrindavan. So I was there with my parents. It was a really nice experience. I feel like really fortunate and really blessed by everyone that I got this opportunity. So we started our yatra with the blessings of Gopeshwar Mahadev. So Gopeshwar Mahadev is the Dham protector of Vrindavan, and his temple is near the Banshiva Trasasthali. So if you see the left picture, that's the Gopeshwar Mahadev. In the morning, he is worshipped as Shiva, Lord Shiva, and in the evening, he is dressed as a gopi. So Lord Mahadev also wanted to participate in the beautiful rasa dance of Krishna. So he also became a gopi. There's a story for it. So he's also dressed as a gopi every evening. And on the right side, there is one more Shiva. So just outside Gopeshwar Mahadev, there is the temple of Mahakal. He's also like form of Shiva, and he is also dressed as a gopi in the evening. So we can see here both of them are dressed as gopis. So Raghunath Das Goswami used to say about Gopeshwar Mahadev that each day I worship Gopeshwar Mahadev, who was worshipped with deep devotion by the gopis. He quickly fulfilled their desire to attain the supremely precious jewel in the form of the embrace of son of Nanda Maharaj. So yeah, so with prayers to Gopeshwar Mahadev, who also like reveals the Dham, allows us to be in the Dham, and with prayers to Vrinda Devi, who also allows us to visit Vrindavan Dham, we can start our journey. So next day, first place we visited was the Dwadasha Aditya Tila. So this is a hill uh, located on the banks of river Yamuna, and you can see the small temple, which is the Dwadashaditya Tila temple. So Tila is basically hill, Aditya is sun lord, and Dwadasha is 12. So you'll see like why is it called like 12 suns hill. So after chastising serpent Kalia, Krishna was feeling cold from being in water for a very long time. And then he climbed on this hill and lay down here. He was really feeling cold and he wanted to just rest in that sunshine. At that time, Radharani prayed to Sun Lord, and 12 forms of Aditya, the sun god, appeared here to prevent Krishna from catching cold. So, all from the 12 suns were like covering Krishna from all directions, and they were like blazing with heat, and so then Krishna started feeling better. So that's the history of this Dwadashaditya Til. The main thing about this is that this is the same hill on which the Radha Madan Mohan temple is situated. The temple, the small temple of Dwadashaditya we saw was just on the left side here on the same hill. So this is the Radha Madan Mohan temple located on the same hill. This is the first temple which was built in Vrindavan in the 16th century. The Madan Mohan deity was first discovered by Advaita Acharya in a place called Advaita Vat, where he used to do his bhajan, which is just below this hill. And then, before leaving to Bengal, he left his deity uh, in the care of a Brahmana named Chobe. And then, by the Lord's will, that deity of Madan Mohan came to Sanatan Goswami. Lord appeared in the dreams of the Chobe Brahmana and also of Sanatan Goswami, and then the Lord came with Sanatan Goswami. Sanatan Goswami had his concerns before accepting the Lord that he won't be able to like give amazing prasadam to the Lord as he was a mendicant, asking for madhukari and whatever he would get in alms, he would just give the same thing to the Lord, but Lord accepted it. And then Sanatan Goswami kept the deity on the top of this hill where he used to do his bhajan. He used to offer him dry rotis, whatever he used to get by asking for alms. And once so happened that the deity asked for salt. But Sanatan Goswami refused and said that he was an old mendicant and he cannot ask for all this to people. And the Lord should make his own arrangement. Then soon one salt merchant was traveling to Agra with three boats full of salt, and his boats got stuck in Yamuna. Then Madan Mohan, disguised as a beautiful boy, came there and suggested the merchant to seek help from Sanatan Goswami. He was like, just go here, there is a hill, and you can ask Sanatan Goswami. He's a big Babaji, he's a great Babaji. He will help you. So in this picture, you can see like it's the same temple from the other side, from the Yamuna side. It's very close from Yamuna, the other side of the temple. So following the instructions of the boy, this merchant went to ask for help. And Sanatan Goswami said, I cannot do anything. You can pray to the Madan Mohanji himself. And after praying to Madan Mohanji, soon a storm appeared over there. And it rained heavily. And the Yamuna River started swelling. And miraculously, the boats which were stuck in the sand got freed. Then the merchant offered a few salt bags. The merchant offered a few salt bags to the deity, and he went to his trade, and he got like handsome profit over there. And he came back and he constructed this beautiful red sandstone temple of Madan Mohan, which was again destroyed by Aurangzeb. Um, yeah. And the original deities were sent to Rajasthan and Karoli at that time. But these are the current deities over there of Sri Radha Madan Mohanji in that temple. Uh, yeah, further, this is the Bhajan Kutir of Sanatan Goswami right there besides the temple. Very beautiful place, very calm place. Inside the Bhajan Kutir, there was this picture where you can see Sanatan Goswami feeding the dry rotis to Madan Mohan. Yeah, and just while going down towards the left side, there is this Samadhi of Sanatan Goswami located on the same hill. So here you can see the big one is the Samadhi of Sanatan Goswami, and around there are many other Samadhis. Uh, yeah, so this is the deity of Sanatan Goswami. You can see the left one is Samadhi, right one is deity. Very, very beautiful deity. We went there, so the temple was actually closed, but we went there during Prasadam time, and the priest came and opened, and we could see Sanatan Goswami. So it was very beautiful darshan, as you can see. In this picture, at the end, you can see like there is one samadhi with kind of like a pyramidal roof. That samadhi is called Grantha Samadhi. So in that Grantha Samadhi are entombed many original manuscripts of Goswamis. So yeah, that was something interesting. Like there is a Grantha Samadhi over here. Okay, so going forward, next after we just saw the first deity of Radha Madan Mohan, which is our Sambandha deity. Now we will go to Sri Sri Radha Govinda Dev. So the deity of Govinda Dev again was also hidden. And as per the instructions of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Rupa Goswami was trying to locate Yoga Pitha, which was the resting place of the original deity of Govinda Devji. But the deity could not be found. They were trying really hard, but the deity was not found. And Rupa Goswami was really upset. He once sat like weeping under a tree. And a beautiful Vrajavasi boy saw him. And he came there and he brought Rupa Goswami to Gomatila and said that every day before noon, a cow comes here and releases all the milk from her udder over here. And he said, your desire will be fulfilled over here. Then, by looking at the beauty of the boy, Rupa Goswami fainted. And after, when he came to his senses, they started carefully digging at the location which was shown by the boy. And then Sri Govindaji was found over there, who was more beautiful than millions of cupids. A huge temple. We can see this temple is so beautiful. A huge temple was constructed under the guidance of Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, and it was headed by Raja Man Singh of Jaipur. And the site of Yogapita, where the deities were found, is just besides the temple. It is usually closed, but we can ask the priests and they can open it for us. When we reached the temple, it was very late, so they said it cannot be opened now, and there are also a lot of monkeys in the temple, so they are a bit careful after getting dark. But I think if you go there in morning or something, they can open the Yogapit temple as well. So, along with the deity of Govinda Dev, Yogamaya deity was also found at the same place, and she is glorified as sister of Krishna. The deity of Yogamaya is also worshipped over there in the Yogapit temple, and she was regularly worshipped by Srila Rupa Goswami. And it is said that this place, Yogapitha, is the place of daily meet of Radha and Krishna at evening around sunset. This temple, which was constructed, it was originally a seven-storied, very beautiful temple, very tall. And a large ghee lamp used to burn on the top of this temple. And Aurangzeb once noticed it from the fort in Agra. And when he saw that, he inquired about it and he got to know that this is a Hindu temple. And after knowing this is a such a big, glorious Hindu temple, he got very furious and immediately ordered its destruction. The deities were moved to a safe place, but the soldiers were able to desecrate like a few top floors of the temple. So we can see like the temple kind of seems like incomplete. Like, why is it flat at the top? That's because the it was like destructed, the top floors of the temple. But then they were further going to dismantle the temple, and at that point, Hanuman became very furious, and the priests and the stories over there say like he came to stop it. So they describe he came in the form of a lion, and many monkeys attacked, and the soldiers ran away and they couldn't destroy the temple. So the temple, at this part of the temple was saved. And these are the current deities, the current Govinda Dev deity, and over there. And the original deities are in Jaipur currently, Radha Govinda Dev. So yeah, and now we can go to the Sri Sri Radha Gopinath temple. So this was something we tried to do in one single day. It is said like as they represent the feet, the face, and the chest of Krishna. If we see them, all three of them in one day, it's like having darshan of Krishna. Uh, So this temple is located at the Bansivat Tila, and this is where Krishna played his flute to attract the gopis for Ras Leela. This deity was initially worshipped by Madhu Pandit, and Madhu Pandit came to Vrindavan as per the order of his spiritual master Gadadhar Pandit. He was searching for Radha Gopinath for a very long time. Similar to Rupa Goswami, he was also searching for a long time, but he was unable to find the deities anywhere. And he was feeling great sorrow and pain, and he was in separation from the deities. And he just decided to give up food, water, everything till he find the deities. At that time, there was a great flood in Vrindavan. It was monsoon time, and there were a lot of rains, and the water of the flood swept away the old banyan tree which was there. And after the water receded, there was a lightning over there. And after the lightning, the deity of Gopinath was seen half buried under the ground. So he kind of like just appeared by his will. Then the deity was taken out, and Madhu Pandit started worshipping him. And Madhu Pandit's disciple was king of Raisil, Raja Sri Mandava, and he constructed a big temple over there. And Madhu Pandit Samadhi is located near the eastern gate of the temple, and he took Samadhi while he was alive. It is said that Madhu Pandit is incarnation of Mandala Sakhi of Krishna. And so the priest over there, over the Samadhi of Madhu Pandit, he was describing some interesting incidents. He said that even today, Madhu Pandit goes to Gopinath to perform Ras Leela every night. And there is a story that once a Brajavasi was sleeping just at the entrance of the Samadhi of Madhu Pandit. And at midnight, Madhu Pandit came out of Samadhi and he moved the cot sideways of that Brajavasi so that he could, and he started walking towards the Radha Gopinath temple. And the person, the Brajavasi who was sleeping there, he woke up and he got really scared, but he had the divine vision of Madhu Pandit. So yeah, just wanted to share that. Something interesting. Then again, this temple was also attacked by soldiers of Aurangzeb, and a new temple was constructed behind the old one. So the one you are seeing in this picture is the new temple, not the old one. Again, the original deities are in Jaipur. And yeah, these are the deities over here. We went there for like the night darshan. It was winter, so they were all dressed in these cozy, warm clothes, as we can see. And so the interesting part over here is that there is a deity of Ananga Manjari on the right of Krishna. So in all temples, Radharani stands on right of Krishna, but in this temple, she stands on left and Ananga Manjari is standing on right. So when Janava Mata visited Vrindavan, she felt that the deity of Radharani at Gopinath was too small. And on her return to Bengal, she had a new deity of Radharani carved and she sent that to Vrindavan, to Radha Gopinath temple. And this Radharani was installed on the right and the smaller was moved to left. But all the devotees who started visiting after this new Radharani was installed started saying that this new deity looks more like Janava Mata herself than Radharani. And this was interesting because the deity was carved by one of the dearmost disciples of Janava Mata. And then the devotees realized that the newly installed deity was Ananga Manjari, the younger sister of Srimati Radharani, of whom Janava Mata is direct expansion. And devotees felt that Radharani, out of her immense love for her younger sister, allowed her to stand in her own positions besides Gopinath. So, yeah, something again interesting about this temple. Uh, then moving to the next temple, one of the most important temples, Sri Radha Damodar. Also, are you all able to follow, or am I speaking too fast or something? Just let me know if it's okay.
All good, Prabhu. Wonderful. Thank you.
So, yeah, these are the Radha Damodar deities at the Radha Damodar temple. The original deity of Radha Damodar was hand carved by Srila Rupa Goswami, and it was given as a gift to Jiva Goswami, his beloved disciple Jiva Goswami. And then Jiva Goswami got this temple built. Again, during the attack of Aurangzeb, the original deities from the temple moved to Jaipur. But there are some, I've read like there are some difference of opinions about which really is the original deity. Some people say like this is the original deity. Some say like the original is in Jaipur. This place was also the bhajan place of Rupa Goswami, and he would hold discourses here with other Goswamis. All Goswamis would meet here, discuss different topics about Krishna consciousness, and their associates also used to come here. And Prabhupada used to say that Radha Damodar temple is the center of the spiritual world because of the transcendental activities that went on over here, like all Goswamis meeting and yeah. Yeah, this is the complete picture of the altar at the Radha Damodar temple. So if we start looking from our left, then the first deities are Radha Vrindavan Chandra. These are the deities of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Then following that is the Radha Damodar deity of Jiva Goswami. After Radha Damodar are Radha Madhav. These are the deities of Jayadev Goswami. And at the right end are the deities of Radha Chail Chicken. And these are the deities of Bhugarbhadas Goswami. So, and apart from that, this Govardhan Shila is located in this temple. This is the Govardhan Shila, which was given by Krishna himself to Sanatana Goswami, and it has a footprint of Krishna himself. Then, apart from that, temple is very special for us because there is Prabhupada's room. Prabhupada used to stay here in the temple. There are actually two rooms. One is the room where he used to write different literature, and read Bhagavatam. Second room, which is this room, where he used to cook prasad and have prasad. Uh, if you see, there is a window in this room,
Actually,
and
I
from
think,
yes.
Prabhu, your slides are, we are still seeing the Sheela on which Krishna's footprint and now,
Oh,
yeah, now we can see
now,
Prabhupada's room. Yeah.
oh, okay. Sorry.
Okay, now, wait. Did we lose him? Oh, yeah. Okay, he's back.
Oops. Okay, I think there is some issue with internet. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can hear you, Prabhu. Like you had exited the Zoom call for a few seconds.
Uh, can you see my screen again, bro?
Yeah, now we can see only Prabhupada's room.
Okay, okay. That's perfect. So, so yeah, this is the place where he used to have prasad and cook prasad. And if you look from the window, you can see some kind of like a pink monument. That is actually the samadhi of Srila Rupa Goswami, which can be clearly seen from the room of Prabhupada. So Prabhupada stayed here from 1959 to 1965 when he had taken sannyas in 1959 while he was here, and then he left to US after 1965. So here he received the divine blessings of Rupa and Jiva Goswami and the inspiration to take the message of Lord Krishna to the West. And he had once confided to one of his senior disciples that he is eternally present in his rooms of the Radha Damodar temple. And yeah, I would say it's a beautiful experience to see Prabhupada's room over there. It feels like a very kind of like like a home when we visit those rooms of Prabhupada. Apart from that, the temple is like re- really beautiful. It has Samadhi of Sri Rupa Goswami, the one which we were seeing from the window, and a very beautiful deity of Rupa Goswami inside Samadhi. At the right corner, you can see these are the chanting beads of Rupa Goswami.
One second, Prabhu. Again, like the images haven't rendered completely. We can
Oh,
just see like, the like yeah, maybe 10% of the images.
oh, that's weird. Why is this happening?
I don't know if it's just me or okay.
It was for all of us, Prabhu. You're right.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Yes.
I am not sure what's wrong with the internet. I think there's some issue over here.
Yeah.
Can you see the picture now, bro?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so this is the Samadhi of Rupa Goswami. Then this is a very beautiful deity of Rupa Goswami. And at the end, there are the beads which he used to chant on. So, yeah, very spacious place. Then this is the deity at the Samadhi of Srila Jiva Goswami, which is also there. And this is the Samadhi of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, the author of Chaitanya Charitamrita. It is also located over there. If we like, when we are circumambulating the temple, there are like many samadhis over there. There are also samadhis of Jayadev Goswami and Bhugarbhadas Goswami located in the outskirts of the temple. So yeah, that's Radha Damodar temple. Now we can move to Sri Radha Shamasundar temple. So this temple was established by Shamananda Pandit during his second visit to Vrindavan. And the original deity, so these are the big deities, and on the right side there are smaller deities on the right side of the altar, and I'll show you. Yeah, these are the smaller deities, and this is the Shamasundar, which had manifested from Srimati Radharani's heart, and she had given that deity to Shamananda Pandit. We will come back to that story, how that happened. But yeah, these are those deities. And for these deities, Shamananda Pandit made this temple. And these are the big deities of Radha Shamasundar in the same temple. And these were worshipped by Baldev Vidyabhushan, who looked after this temple while he was studying under Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, while he was residing in Vrindavan. Also, there is the Samadhi of Baldev Vidyabhushan just behind the temple. Very beautiful temple. The special thing over here is the way they apply chandan to the deities. They said like it takes like about 2 to 3 hours to do this chandan work on the deities. They keep the altar open and keep doing this chandan work very beautifully. Okay, we can go to Sri Radha Gokulananda ji. This was one of the most calm, most peaceful temples. There was like very less crowd over here, and a very peaceful temple. So at the last day we had some more time, and I wanted to really spend more time at Sri Radha Gokulananda temple. So we visited again, and it was very beautiful over here. So this temple was founded by Loknath Das Goswami, who performed his bhajan at this spot. And from the left side, if we look at the deities, the leftmost deity is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who was the deity of Narottam Das Thakur. Narottam Das Thakur worshipped him. Then, besides Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, are the deities of Radha Vinod ji, and they were worshipped by Loknath Das Goswami. Besides them are the deities of Radha Vijay Govinda. These are the deities of Baldev Vidyabhushan again. And if between Radharani and Vinod, if you look, there is a small crown which you can see in that blue blanket. There, if you see, there is a small face. That is the original deity of Sri Radha Gokulanand ji, who was worshipped by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. And besides it is the Govardhan Shila, which has the fingerprint of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and it was handed to Raghunath Das Goswami by him. So very, very special place, very beautiful place. And then there is this Samadhi area of the temple, which has very great Samadhis again. So this is the Samadhi of Srila Lokanath Goswami. He was a very close associate with the six Goswamis, and he's often referred as the seventh Goswami. He was sent to Vrindavan by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu along with his close friend Bhugarba Das Goswami, and they were the ones who initially went there to search and locate like all the sacred places, forests, and they were searching for deities in Vrindavan. Then this is the Samadhi of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Am I still audible?
Yes, Prabhu.
Oh, I just heard some sound. Yeah. So this is the Samadhi of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. We know he was a great acharya. He has compiled many books, and it is said that he was plenary part of Rupa Goswami, who came to just simplify the most difficult truths of Rupa Goswami's writings. So, and this is the Samadhi of Srila Narottam Das Thakur. It is a Pushpa Samadhi of Srila Narottam Das Thakur, and he was also a disciple of Loknath Das Goswami. We sing so many bhajans which are written by Narottam Das Thakur, a very great acharya. And then, yeah, before going to Radharaman, there is also Samadhi of Ganganarayan Chakravarti over there, who was disciple of Narottam Das Thakur. Yeah, now we can move to the Radharaman temple, the cutie, as he is. So this is a very famous temple, very crowded as well, and the deity is very small. So here we can see him; he's so big, but when we look from there, he's like we really need to like focus and see he's very small but very cute deity. So this is the famous temple of Gopal Bhatta Goswami, and here this is the self-manifested deity of Radharaman, and along with that in the temple there is also a wooden sitting place and shawl of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which he gave as a gift to Gopal Bhatta Goswami. And so the story, I'll just tell it in short. So once on the appearance day of Lord Narsimha, a businessman made many offerings of like clothes, crowns, and jewelry to Gopal Bhatta Goswami. But Gopal Bhatta Goswami was very sad as he used to only worship Shaligram Shilas. And so he couldn't utilize all these beautiful articles the way other Goswamis used it in like dressing their deities. So he just like he was very sad and he slept that way. And early next morning, he saw one of his Shaligram Shilas had transformed into this most beautiful deity of Radharaman. And so he had just manifested himself out of love just to receive the worship from Gopal Bhatta Goswami. Just near the temple is the place where this happened, and also the Samadhi of Gopal Bhatta Goswami. Yeah, now we can go to Seva Kunj. Seva Kunj is a very beautiful place with covered with lots of trees. We can see like there are paths over there, so we can walk only inside the paths. And this middle areas of forest, it's we can just see it through the grill. And there are a lot of monkeys over there, so we are really safe inside the path. Uh, Also, this is another place which is less crowded. Nidhivan is very similar to this, but it is very crowded. But Seva Kunj is very peaceful compared to it. There is also a Lalita Kund over here. It is believed that Radha Krishna visit this place every night, and it is closed in the evening. And after evening, you cannot really visit here. And this is the place where Krishna used to like help Radharani in getting ready. So this is a picture from like depicting Seva Kunj where Krishna used to like decorate her with different ornaments, comb her hair. So before going to Rasa Leela, he used to do he still does. I mean, all these things over here. That's Seva Kunj. On the way to Seva Kunja, there is this very beautiful deity of Purnamasi Yogamaya just on the way to Seva Kunj. And she was present in Vrindavan as mother of Sandipani Muni, and she was grandmother of Madhumangal. And she used to arrange all the pastimes of Radha Krishna and gopis along with Vrinda Devi. She used to meet Vrinda Devi and they used to decide where will Radha Krishna meet? Are there any obstacles? How can they clear those obstacles? As she was Yogamaya herself, he used to make everything clear for Radha Krishna. So that's her deity. Then yeah, this is a very special place. So going back to Shamananda Pandit, the deities which we saw, which were manifested from Radharani's heart. So I'll just narrate in short what had happened over here. So Shamananda Pandit was studying under Jiva Goswami along with Narottam Das Thakur and Srinivas Acharya. And at that time, he had the service of cleaning Seva Kunj. So this place used to be inside Seva Kunj at that time. And he used to clean Seva Kunj every day. He was initially initiated by Hridaya Chaitanya, and he was more in like Dasya Bhav at that time, but under Jiva Goswami, he was kind of developing this Madhurya Bhav. And so happened that once while cleaning, he saw something very sparkling over there. And as he went there, it was a anklet, beautiful anklet which was sparkling. And he just lifted it and he felt immensely happy. And he just touched it to his forehead. And he experienced transcendental bliss. And he at that point he realized that this is something very, very special. And in the spiritual world, Radharani had lost her anklet and she sent Lalita Sakhi to get it back. So Lalita Sakhi just appeared as a woman, a normal woman, and she directly went to him and she said, "Have you seen anklet over here? It is my sister's anklet." And Sh- Shamananda Pandit realized that this person is not someone normal, and he immediately said that, "Oh, I won't give it to you. I'll give it to your sister only." And then she said, "Okay, then uh, come with me. Take a dip at Lalita Kund." He took a dip at Lalita Kund and became in his Manjari form. And then, as a gopi, Lalita Sakhi took Shamananda Pandit to the spiritual world where he saw Radharani beautifully sitting on a throne and all other Sakhis were serving her. And she herself returned the anklet to Radharani. And Radharani was very, very pleased with her. She touched the anklet to her forehead, and that's how Shamananda Pandit got a new tilak. And along with that, Radharani was so happy with her that she manifested this beautiful Shamasundar deity and gave it to Shamananda Pandit. So again, he came back on earth as Shamananda Pandit, and he had this beautiful deity. The story continues, but I think yeah, we will just stop that story over here. And this is the Pushpa Samadhi of Shamananda Pandit. That's the temple where the Samadhi is located. This is Nidhivan, the Rasasthali, very, very sacred place, also extremely crowded. And the monkeys here are very dangerous. So, whenever you're going here, please take care. And all the trees over here are believed to be gopis who transform into gopis at night for Ras Leela. And no one is allowed to be here after evening. And they say that if anyone tries to see the Ras Leela, they either go mad or they leave the body. This is also the place where the deity of Pake Bihari was manifested. So yeah, and this is the deity of Krishna subduing Kaliya at Kaliya Ghat. Yeah, anyone familiar with this? I I experienced this definitely. So if you see, there are these four images of how the smart monkeys of Vrindavan are. They will, before you know, they will grab your specs. So I was like, the Vrindavan Yatra cannot be complete without that experience. So I need to share this. So if you see at the left top corner, the monkey is grabbing the specs. Then in the next picture, someone has given it a fruity. And then in the third picture, it is giving up the specs. And in the fourth picture, it's just drinking the fruity. So very, very smart monkeys. And if you're going there, do carry, if you use specs, do carry extra specs and do not use your specs anywhere in public. Okay, so now we can just go to Gokul. Yeah, negotiation on top. Very true. There are also some monkeys who need two fruities to return the specs, and they also take mobiles at time. The monkeys at Nidhivan were really dangerous. They were the ones taking mobiles of people as well. Okay, now going to Gokul. So in Gokul, we found like there is a new Gokul and there is a old Gokul, and we were really confused by what is this? Is it any Kalpa Bhed thing or something? But then the priests over there explained that the old Gokul with the Chaurasi Khamba temple is the real Gokul. And then during the attack of Aurangzeb, all of those priests had to move to another place where they took some deities and settled over there. And that is called as New Gokul. But this old Gokul is the main Gokul. This is the place where the Chaurasi Khamba temple is the the place where Krishna stayed with his parents in Gokul. This is the Nanda Bhavan basically. And this is the place of Ukkal Bandhan. This is where the Damodar Leela happened. And it is said this was the mortar which was bound to Krishna's belly. So, yeah, very special place. This is a picture from Brahmanda Ghat. This is the place where Krishna had eaten the mud, and then Yashoda Maya opened his mouth to see the entire universe in his mouth. So, that is this place. And this place is Raman Reti. This is a sandy area in Gokul. It has very soft and very cool sand. Lord Krishna spent his time here playing with Balram and his cowherd friends. Uh, and the dust over here holds the touch of Krishna's lotus feet. People also play here, they roll in the sand, and they also tell to make the lotus feet of Radharani in the sand. So this was our attempt to make the lotus feet of Radharani over there. And then you just wipe it off before coming. Yeah, now going to Raval. So Raval is the birthplace of Radharani, the way Gokul is the childhood place of Krishna. So these are the deities at the Raval temple. But before we go ahead, please behold yourself for the most beautiful darshan. This is the baby Radharani. Look at her eyes in the right picture. You can see clearly she has blue eyes. She's crawling. She has many soft toys around her. Very, very cute. Radharani in the form of baby. Okay. Now we will go to Barsana. So this is the Ladliji temple. They are really fond of her over there. See how the temple is decorated with balloons like a child. So Radharani is very special over there, everywhere I'm in, but still. So this is the place where the the palace of her father Vrishabhanu Maharaj was. So very important place. These are the deities, the Ladli Lalji. And yeah, moving ahead, this is the Radha Kushal Bihari temple. The story goes like for this particular temple, there was one king who was very fond of Radha Rani, had a lot of devotion for her. And at that time, the Ladli Lalji, the temple, the Shriji temple, was a very small temple and it was in very bad condition. So just besides like a few like steps away, he built this huge, beautiful temple, that king. And he also like made accommodation for his own family. And he wanted to move the deities of Ladli Lalji over here, that Radharani can live in this beautiful palace. But as the construction of this place was done, soon before the installation of the deities, Radharani appeared in the king's dream and she said that the place where I am currently in the Ladli Lalji temple, that is where my father's place was, and I really do not want to move here, so do not move me here. And after realization, that king also built a big temple in the for the Ladli ji, and new deities of this Radha Kushal Bihari were established over here. And this is Dan Mandir on Dangad. Very interesting stories. So Krishna, along with his friends, became a tax collector over here. So he used to sit on the way and eagerly wait for Radharani. So this was the way for Radharani when she used to go for her sun worship, Surya Puja. And she used to carry various like fruits, sweets, and offerings. And on her way, Krishna came and obstructed her way and asked her for tax. Sri Radha really did not pay any heed and fearlessly she just went ahead. But Krishna again obstructed the path and said he is appointed by the king of state as the tax collector. And on this, Vishaka replied that Sri Radha herself is the daughter of the king and she did not pay any tax to anyone. And she questioned Krishna that how was he collecting the tax without her permission? She is the princess over here. So on this, Krishna said, Cupid is the king of this place, and they need to pay taxes for whatever they take from here. To this, Vishaka again smilingly replied that your King Cupid's pride has already been shattered to pieces by arrows of Radharani's beauty. And this constant joking went on between them, and Radharani just crossed the way without paying any heed to Krishna as usual. Then, besides this Dangad, so this Dangad is again a small kind of mountain attached to the Shriji temple. From the temple, we can just go to this mountain besides. And from there, there is this third mountain called Mangad, which is on the where there is Man Mandir. So the story over here is that once Krishna was very late for meeting with Srimati Radhika, and so she was very upset. And then her parrot informed her that Sri Krishna was late because he was meeting another gopi, Chandravali. And after knowing this, Radharani got even more upset. And she climbed this mangad and exhibited her her divine anger, and stayed there. Now, when Krishna came, he got to know that Radharani is over there. He started climbing and he got very tired. He said, I cannot climb after this. And he told the Sakhis of Radharani, Lalita Vishakha, that please console Radharani and bring her. Then they went there. Radharani refused. They came. Krishna again said, please. It went on for a time, and then Krishna realized that he won't be able to console Radharani. And he decided to pacify her by dancing in the dress as a peacock. So we can see in the next mandir, there is this Mor Kutir. Mor means peacock. And so here he went and started dancing in the dress of a peacock. Then Radharani came and she saw that Krishna is dancing. But Radharani said that this dance is nothing compared to a real peacock. So then Krishna mystically transformed into an actual peacock. But Radharani said, still, you can do better than this. This is not as good as a real peacock. And then she herself transformed into a peahen, and both of them started dancing. And then Radharani became very pleased and she started saying more, more. Now, more has two meanings. One is peacock and another means mine. And Radharani implied a nice peacock when she said more, more, but Krishna took it as mine. And then he stepped forward, acknowledging Sri Radhika that he was indeed just hers. He belonged to her. So, yeah, just a beautiful pastime of Morkutter. Yeah, and these are the deities. The deities are in the form of a picture over there. Sri Radha More Bihari Ji. Okay, now we will go ahead to Nandagaon. So this is the famous Pavan Sarovar at Nandagaon. Very, very beautiful lake. Very big lake, very clean. The lake is there. And the story of Pavan Sarovar is that when when Krishna, all of the family used to stay in Nandagaon. So, as we know, initially they were in Gokul, then they moved to Vrindavan, and then they further moved to Nandagaon. So, when they were staying in Nandagaon, Yashoda Maiya used to take Balram and Krishna, and they used to take bath over here. And whenever they used to take a bath here, the gopis used to come here just to steal glances of Krishna. And there is one more story narrating the importance of this particular lake, that Nanda Maharaj once wanted to visit Prayagraj to get like cleansed. And Krishna didn't really want his father to go. So he said, please don't go. If you want, just delay it. And next day, when he was like going for a bath at Pavan Sarovar, Nanda Maharaj, he saw an unfamiliar, huge personality who was kind of blackish, who had come to take a bath over here in Pavan Sarovar. And he asked that personality, who are you? And he said, I am Prayagraj. And I come here to Pavan Sarovar to cleanse all of my impurities. And then Nanda Maharaj realized that he doesn't, when Prayagraj himself comes here to take a bath, he doesn't have to go to anywhere else, and he just took a bath at this Pavan Sarovar. Then, yeah, these are the deities besides Shri Shri Radha Pavan Bihari. And the Bhajan Kutir of Sanatan Goswami was also just besides one of the Bhajan Kutir was there besides the Nandagaon Pavan Sarovar. Okay, so these are the deities at Motikund. So this is the place where Krishna did the pearl pastime. So he had like sown pearls and pearl trees came out of it. So currently also there are some trees over there which have like small green fruits, and they say like these are the same trees. And these are the beautiful deities at Motikund. Again, a very calm place. Usually no one is there. Very beautiful deities. This is the Ter Kadamba. So they say Ter means to call. So there was a big Kadamba over here, and Krishna, after like his day is over, used to sit and play flute and call all of his cows over here, and then he used to take them back to home. So this is Ter Kadamba. Rupa Goswami's Bhajan Kutir was here, and a story where Radharani, as a young girl, came and gave kheer to Rupa Goswami happened over here. So here in this temple, they give you kheer prasad. So this is the Ter Kadamba temple. Yeah, and very special place. In Nandagaon, this is the Vrindakund. They say every morning, Radha Krishna first Leela happens here at Nandagaon in Vrindakund, near Vrindakund. And Vrinda Devi is the one who is managing all the pastimes of Radha Krishna. She is like the event manager, deciding what dresses will they wear, what dresses will the gopis wear, what sevas will the gopi do, how should be the decoration. She being like the queen of forest, she also like dictates the trees that the kadamba tree should be blossomed this way, this tree should be blossomed with champaka flowers, the wind should blow in this particular direction, taking the beautiful fragrance of the kadamba flowers. And so yeah, Vrinda Devi is the one always in the service of the divine couple. And this is the beautiful deity of Sri Vrinda Devi. The Yeah, it was a very beautiful place, and we can always pray to Sri Vrinda Devi that she is the one who can allow us entry in her dham. It is Vrindavan, it is her dham, and she has given it to Sri Radharani. So we can always pray her that she allows us to stay there and come again and again. And this is the Nanda Bhavan, the place where Krishna, Balram used to, and his parents, they used to stay while they were in Nandagaon. Okay, so going to Bhandirva. Uh, if you see here, these are the deities of Radha Bhandir Vihari. And this is the place where the divine pastime of marriage of Radha and Krishna happened. And if you look closely, the left hand of Krishna is just above the head of Radha Rani. So here, Krishna is holding sindoor in his hand, and he's applying sindoor to Radha Rani. Very special temple. And this story kind of comes in the Garga Samhita, that once Nanda Baba had come here in this Bhandirvan to take a look at the cows with little Krishna, and the weather went suddenly bad, and Krishna started bothering him. And suddenly he saw Radharani. And Radharani, being a bit elder to Krishna, he just handed Krishna to her and said, take him back home. Then Krishna suddenly transformed into a youthful form. and the gem-studded wedding mandap appeared over there. Lord Brahma appeared as a priest, and then their wedding happened over there. But no one was really aware of this wedding. But this is that beautiful sight. Here there is also tradition of like asking for alms, and they give some vraja rotis and sabzi over here if you ask for. Uh, yeah, this. Can you guess who these deities are? These deities are from Mathura, and I especially mean, yeah, yeah. Can you guess who the personalities are? Anyone wants to take a guess? No one.
So
So
one of them is definitely Krishna because he has the hand in the position of holding a flute.
correct. That is Krishna.
The other person, I mean, since you asked the question, definitely not Radharani.
Yes, she is not Radharani, and that the temple is in Mathura.
Oh, Rukmini.
She is not Rukmini. So interestingly, she is Kubja, and this is Krishna Kubja temple. So they said like after Krishna like transformed Kubja, she became very beautiful, and she desired Krishna, and then Krishna said, "Okay, I'll stay with you." So he stayed with Kubja for a few days, and they say like she is kind of like his queen in Mathura. So very special temple of Krishna along with Kubja. And yeah, this is Bhuteshwar Mahadev, and there is also Janmasthali, the main temples from Mathura. Uh, this was the temple which was installed by the brother of Ram, Shatrughna, when he came here. So that's Bhuteshwar Mahadev. He's the protector of Mathura Dham. And yeah, now we'll just quickly see Govardhan. We don't have much time,
You
but
don't have to do it quickly, Prabhu. If you want to take one more week, next week you want to cover Govardhan.
I don't think it's that much as well, Prabhu.
Okay,
Uh,
okay.
Yeah, yeah. I think everyone knows the pastime, so I can just show the places. So yeah, this is the Mukharavinda of uh, Govardhan. They say like there are usually two Mukharavinda temples. One is near Mansi Ganga. Our Acharya says that is the original one, and there is one more which is this one, which is in Jatipura. But again, Krishna can like have multiple mouths, as they say. So yeah, this is that one temple. Here they do like milk abhishek to Govardhan. This was just a beautiful path picture where this is the place where people do parikrama of Govardhan. This is the inner parikrama, and there is also outer parikrama. I would recommend that the inner parikrama road is very calm, very peaceful, and you get to go kind of like closer to Govardhan. You like see Govardhan, so it's very nice. Also, yeah, this is just a picture of Giriraj Govardhan. Giriraj Govardhan ki jai. And it's also very humbling to see how people are doing parikrama. There are so many people who do Dandavat parikrama for 21 kilometers. There are also people who do like seven Dandavats at every step. And we also saw one grandmother, it was just crazy. She was doing 108 Dandavats at every step. And it would take like, I don't know, year or more than a year to complete the parikrama that way. But it was just very, very humbling to see how much devotion people have. So yeah, just something. This is Uddhav Kunda, very beautiful place. So Uddhav had visited Vraj for just for one day to enlighten the gopis, but seeing the divine form of Braja and the divine love in the hearts of gopis, and having darshan of Sri Radharani, he forgot everything else, and then he just stayed there for 6 months. And then Radharani ordered him to go back. But while going back, he just wished that, oh, let me be fortunate enough to be one of the bushes, creepers, or herbs in Vrindavan, because the gopis trample them and bless them with the dust of their lotus feet. So it is said Uddhavji always resides here as grass and shrubs. So these are the deities of Sri Radha Uddhav Bihari ji, and this is that this is Gulmalata Uddhavji, which is like Uddhavji in the form of like creepers and grass. Then this is Kusum Sarovar. At Kusum Sarovar, it is called Kusum. Kusum means flower. So there used to be many shrubs and trees filled with different, beautiful, colorful, fragrant flowers. And Radharani used to come here with her Sakhis to pluck different flowers. And there are many pastimes which happened over here, flower pastimes. Krishna used to come, he used to do something, he used to ask taxes for collecting flowers, or he used to hide in the bushes and trouble the Sakhis. So many flower pastimes happened here in Kusum Sarovar. Again, a very beautiful place. And this is Mansi Ganga. It is said it is non-different from Ganga. And Krishna had killed Vatsasura, a calf, who was a demon, came in the form of a calf. But then the cowherd boys said that now because you have killed a cow, we won't kill you unless you go and cleanse yourself in Ganga. So Krishna manifested this Ganga from his own heart, and that's why it is called Mansi Ganga. And this is Chakreshwar Mahadev. It is just very near to uh, the Mansi Ganga. He is the Dham protector of Govardhan. It is said when Krishna lifted Govardhan, this there was also Sudarshan Chakra at the top to like reduce the intensity of the rain. And Krishna also asked Lord Shiva to absorb in his matted locks all the water, extra water. So, but after everything, Sudarshan became very proud that I was the one to like protect everyone. And Krishna said, it was not just you, it was because of Lord Shiva's help that this happened. And then Krishna established here Mahadev as Chakreshwar Mahadev. And just besides this is the Bhajan Kutir of Sanatan Goswami in Govardhan. He used to do his bhajan over here and he used to daily take darshan of Chakreshwar Mahadev. So, yeah, that. And yeah, this is the final divine place of Shamakund. Uh, Again, like when Krishna killed Arishtasura, who was also in the form of bull, the gopis said that you have killed a demon. Though he was a demon, he was in the form of a bull, so you have killed a cow. You should cleanse yourself. So Krishna made this kunda where all the different uh, waters of all different pure sources came and filled it. And Krishna purified himself. And then he challenged the gopis that now you have become impure because you sided with the demon. So you also need to take a bath. And then they were like, okay, we will create our own kunda. And they started digging with their bangles. And after digging, they made a queue and they started filling in water from Mansi Ganga in this pond. But then all the tirthas from Shamakunda prayed to Radharani that may we be able to serve you. And then they just filled Radhakunda as well. So that way Shamakunda and Radhakunda are formed, and these are considered like the highest places. Like Mathura is better than Vaikuntha because Krishna appeared here, and better than Mathura is Vrindavan because in Vrindavan, Krishna's most confidential pastimes happened, and then even exalted is considered Govardhan, which was lifted by Krishna. And in Govardhan, the most exalted place is Radhakunda, which has like love of Radha and Krishna flowing. They are literally considered like non-different from Radha and Krishna. So very beautiful places. Yeah, I'll just try to finish quickly. This in between, you see a yellow colored temple. So this is Shamakunda, and there is this yellow colored temple. That is the Jivha temple, the temple of the tongue of Govardhan. And uh, it is said when Raghunath Das Goswami was here, he was staying on the banks of Radhakund, and many people started joining him and started staying here. And he was really concerned that people will start washing their utensils and clothes in Shamkund, Radhakund, and he didn't want that. So he started like instructed people to dig a different well. And when that work was going on, they found a Govardhan Shila and it was struck by mistake and it started bleeding. And they were very terrified. All of them went and informed Raghunath Das Goswami about it. And Raghunath Das Goswami said, immediately stop it. And that night, Giriraj Govardhan came in his dreams and told him that this is my own tongue. Please install it and worship it daily. So in this yellow temple, the tongue of Govardhan is installed and it is worshipped daily. Very beautiful place. And on the other side of that yellow temple is the great Radha Kunda. Radha Kunda ki jai. Yeah, and with that, on the banks of Radhakunda is the Samadhi of Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. So Raghunath Das Goswami was given the Govardhan Shila by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, and by that, Sarupa and Sanatan Goswami said that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has allowed you to stay in Govardhan on the banks of Radhakunda, and he just followed those instructions and he always stayed there. And very, very exalted personality. So, yeah, this is his Samadhi. And around Radhakunda, there are Pratibhu deities of all the temples in Vrindavan, because when they were moved to Rajasthan, before moving, they stopped over there for some time. So there are Pratibhu deities of all the temples over there, and there are Baithaks of Nityananda Prabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all are great acharyas surrounding Radha Kund, Sham Kund. So very, very exalted place. I would like to end it by showing the Samadhi of Srila Prabhupada at ISKCON Vrindavan. Very, very beautiful place. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. And at the end, just showing the beautiful darshan of Sri Radha Shyamasundar at the ISKCON. Very, very beautiful deities, very beautiful temple. So yes, I like to just end my talk over here. Thank you and sorry for anything wrong I said. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Soham Prabhu. That was spectacular, Prabhu. Really. I mean, you literally transported us to Vrindavan, and yeah, it's like I've also seen those places, many of the places that you described, but like when we go there, it's we are not so present. At least about I can say that about me. When I go there, I'm not so present as much as you've been, and that is really helpful, so nourishing to all of us actually. So thank you. Like I didn't know about the yellow temple between Radhakund and Shamkund. It was so nice to um uh, Ritu, please. It was so nice to hear about that and all everything that you mentioned, Prabhu. It was amazing. Saraswati Singh, Lakti pe dhyan tha na aapka. Yeah, that's what I meditate on. But thank you, Soham Prabhu. On a very short notice, you did so nicely. Really grateful to you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. It was all just the books of like Rajshekhar Das Brahmachari and yeah, Deen Bandhu Prabhu. Just reading them, it was nice. Again, as I said, I was not like going there for any like realization. I was just like reading stories and seeing places. So yeah, I just described what I read. But thank you, Prabhu.
Jai.
Yeah. So yeah, we can end the class.
Thank you, Soham Prabhu. It was really amazing. I mean, I think you were relishing when you were telling this to us, so that made it even more sweet. Amazing. Just one point I wanted to mention, Prabhu, because Sindhu also asked me that Ananga Manjari, right, next to Lord
Yeah.
Krishna. So Ananga Manjari is the only gopi with the name Manjari in her name. She is actually gopi. Manjaris cannot be next to Krishna. Like there is no
Oh,
reference. Yeah. So she is actually a gopi with the name Ananga Manjari. In case
that's a
maybe you
very
already
interesting
knew that.
point, bro.
Huh?
It's a very interesting point, bro. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah. So yeah. Manjaris are not like gopis and they cannot be next to Krishna on the altar. They are always in background, like our acharyas. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that
Yes,
makes
yes.
sense. Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank,
much, Prabhu. So
thank,
much. Jai.
Thank you, Soham Prabhu. That was amazing. Thank you for
thank
taking
you,
us
bro.
to the Dham. And thank you. So nicely, so softly, so sweetly you were reciting. You really captured our hearts. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, bro. Hare Krishna. Okay. वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Sri Vrindavan Dham ki jai.
जय.